Okay, we are.
No, no, no. Yes, you do.
Okay, what do you see there, Jeff?
Um, looks like a PA. Looks like a action PC screen.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, looks like
It's not very big. It's not very big though. I can't hardly read it.
yeah. Okay, um, yeah, that's as big as it's going to get. All right. So you're having a tough time seeing it because it's full screen.
Yeah, can you extend the red?
No, that's full screen.
Okay.
Hold on. Look. No. No. Okay. So you'll have to squint. All right, I'm going to start recording here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
This show contains strong language. If you're a sensitive little bitch, we recommend you change the station immediately so your little girl feelings don't get hurt.
Live from Washington, D.C., it's the Paydirt Football Show.
Are you trying to give me the double talk?
You talk too much.
And now, sit back and listen to 2 hours of biased, brainless blithering sure to drop your sports IQ by at least 20 points.
7 years of college down the drain.
Paydirt is on the air.
All right, trying to get settled in here. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Jeff, you there?
I certainly am.
All right. Okay, for all you people in the PAFL, we've got the Super Bowl going on here, and we're just a couple minutes out from that. Let me start some music here. Get something going on in the background. Well, let's see what that one is while we're waiting for them to hook up. Okay. All right, where's my volume? As you can tell, I'm not really ready for this.
You're taking me for granted, but you're the first thing on my mind. I'm tired of your excuses, but I could never tell you a lie. Try a little harder.
Okay, we'll put that in the background. All right, so today's Super Bowl is between Jacksonville and Chicago. Calvin and Sean. So we're a couple minutes out from them starting. And if you're watching the re-recording of this, that'll be put up after this, then just fast forward to when the game starts. But do you have access there, Jeff, to, I think I gave you some info there on the main page of the PAFL site.
Yeah, I'm good to go. What do you want to know?
Okay. Nothing yet. Just
Okay.
I need to get from my own too. So here, let me pull this up. One of these pages up. Okay, so PAFL website is here, and okay.
Got to make your predictions, you know.
I'm I'm gonna say probably Jacksonville wins this game.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, well, you know, I'm a outsider at this point, so I really don't have, haven't been in the league in quite a while, and so the information I'm just evaluating from what I'm seeing, and yeah, I think Jacksonville will win this game, but there are some things that the Bears could do or might do that could tip the scales their way.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you never know. I think it's probably, I would give them 4 or 5 point favorites.
Yeah, you know, only because I think, you know, in games like this, I mean, I don't, like, obviously I don't know how, you know, the nature, you know, the personalities of these gentlemen, but, you know, Super Bowls, you tend, you know, it's not game 4 of the regular season, so you do tend to be, sometimes you don't want to lose the game, and so that does often lead to a closer score.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. And so far they've not hooked up. What time do we have here? 4 minutes still.
7:56. 7:56. Yep.
Yep. So hopefully they'll get hooked up here in a few minutes. Trying to look to trying to get some background mood music, and I had a whole bunch of it out here. and all of a sudden it's gone. I got this one. That's our old Zeke Elliott.
No, I mean that's an old Zeke Elliott, right?
Yeah.
Like when he came back with the gut.
Yes, fat boy.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. He used to wear that midriff jersey and stuff, and it was just
man.
like, no, Zeke, man, it's like it was like me going to the beach now. It's just
It was so hard being a Cowboy fan.
it
When he was doing that.
It really was. It was embarrassing. But
because people look at that and go, "Oh man,
it's not Zeke,"
maybe it was Zeke. I don't know.
Well, he was a great player in the few years that Dallas destroyed him, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'll look in here on the email and see if I can see anything that anyone's put up here.
Dallas ran that guy like 300 some odd carries a season.
Yeah, he was good for a couple
about
years.
3. Well, I mean, they didn't need to do that, but they did. In Jerry's attempt to win a Super Bowl.
Well, he was trying to copy Jimmy Johnson, who just run the breath out of Emmett. I mean,
well, but I have to look that up. In fact, I will look that up. I'm not sure that Emmett Smith. So let me. Let's say, that's actually a very interesting question. Let me look this up for us.
Yeah.
Here.
I think Emmett would run like 400 times a season.
All right, he had you're basically right. He had 365, 373 back-to-back seasons, and then 368 and 377 and 327, and had 2 other years of 319, 320, 329.
Right.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, 7 seasons where he ran for over 300 carries in a season. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. He ran the breath out of him. I mean, hey, it was Emmett. You could run the breath out of him.
Yeah, well, you're right, but Emmett, if you watched, he was lower to the ground. He was a different type of running back. He not that he avoided contact, but he didn't invite it like Zeke would really, just run into people.
Yeah, right.
and that doesn't lend itself to longevity. So
no, well,
he had I'm sorry, he had 3 seasons where he averaged over 100 yards a game.
Yeah, Emmett did too. He ran into people too, but it was a different story.
No, he was better. Well, he was better at protecting his body, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You'd always see Zeke like running, and after a while, if you remember, he would always lower his helmet. And he got I think he might still be about the only running back I've ever seen. He is the only running back I've ever seen called for, lowering his helmet as a weapon as a running back. The only one, that I've ever seen.
And then he'd get in trouble for ripping his helmet off too.
Yeah, and he jumped into the. Remember, he jumped into the bowl there during the Thanksgiving Day game or something. It's just stupid things. Oh God, bar fights and everything else.
Let me see if I can get the volume set on this background music. I doubt it. Well, it doesn't even seem to want to play there, so I don't know. There it is.
We're a little after 8 here, and still.
We're still sitting in the same spot. Oh, something's going on there now. Okay, we're starting to see something.
Decline call, accepting call. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, something like that.
I wish there was a way that I could magnify the screen, but I don't think I can. View.
Okay. Yeah, we're off and running.
Oh, I put it on full screen. It made it bigger.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay.
Tangled up.
Can't see anything on the bottom, but I can see the screen now. So.
Looking.
The Bears.
Radio show. And let's see. Music. Maybe background music. Yeah, there you go. All right, here we go. It looks like they're getting ready to hook up. So who's the quarterbacks of these two teams? I'll let you. You've got all that info up in front of you.
Yeah, you got Justin Herbert for the Jags, had a really good season.
Yep.
The Bears are interesting. I was talking about a few minutes ago with Jalen Hurts. I don't think the Bears have that good of a running game, but Hurts is actually, with his legs, I think is the biggest thing the Jags are going to have to worry about here tonight. So, but if they can contain Hurts from the Bears, I think there's a really good chance the Jags can actually pull away and win this one because the Bears don't do that well on third down. So they're gonna have to do well. I think for the Bears to win this game, they're gonna have to do well on first and second downs.
Yeah, I agree.
And then if they don't end up in a lot of passing situations or long running situations, because they really don't average a lot of yards rushing. So we'll see how it plays out. But if they don't do well on first and second downs, they don't want to get into a lot of third downs. How's that sound?
Right. So somewhere around 20 minutes from now, we're going to have to reconnect us. The broadcast will continue, but this is free version of Zoom, so we will lose our announcing capability for about 30 seconds or so. So here's the kickoff. And it is hard to read, isn't it?
A little blurry.
Yeah. All right, so they're going to get it at 29-yard line. And that is Jacksonville that's got the ball.
Ball first. Yep. It's like a 2 tight end set.
Yep.
It's pretty common for them, by the way.
You loved the 2 tight end set.
Yeah, I really did. And then one of the owners, I don't know if he's still in the league or not, told me that you couldn't run this anymore. That it was old school.
Who said
Literally
that?
told me that. I can't tell you.
Oh. I like the 2 tight end set. I like the 2
Of
tight end
course.
set.
Well, if one of them is a downfield receiver, I do, because it was a lot cheaper at the time and easier to get a tight end than to get a wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
And when you have the 2 tight ends, your running game is better. So if I could get a tight end that could get downfield. But the Jags do like the 2 tight end set.
That's a play action.
Incomplete?
Almost intercepted.
Yeah, they like Hawkinson and Kittle are their 2 tight ends. Kittle with 59 receptions, Hawkinson with 55. So they do go to the tight ends quite a bit. Hawkinson a lot more underneath, and Kittle being the stretch tight end.
All right, here's a quick drop and pulls it off. Got a gain of 10. That's going to be a first down. So that's going to be a 39-yard line for a first down.
Right. So
He's got Kittle. Wow.
Yeah, and Kittle's is like his stretch tight end. That's the guy that goes deep. Hawkinson's mostly underneath stuff.
Trap left for Montgomery, gain of 2. So, yeah, he's got some big sets going on here. Kittle is the one. Who's his other tight end there?
It's Hawkinson. Hawkinson, and then he goes with Tyreek Hill and Deebo Samuel.
There's another big gain, 12 yards.
To who?
Yeah, he's at the 50.
Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Bears are going to have trouble with this.
I think so. I do believe. So here we go. No gain, Montgomery. Garrett
2 carries for 2 yards. That's big for the Bears if he can stop the passing game. But he 2nd and 10, probably do something underneath. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Hawkinson here again.
Yeah.
He likes to throw it to him underneath.
Yep. Left off
Montgomery.
tackle, gain of 5.
So it's 3 carries already for Montgomery on the first drive.
What's Hawkinson's rating there? Can you see that?
I really can't. It's in that kind of aqua color, and I
You
can't
probably
see
got
it
it
in
on
the
your
dark.
text files there, too.
I do, but I'd have to come out of the big screen to do
Montgomery
that.
draw, gain of 2. So that's going to bring...
So it'll be 4th down.
Yeah. He's going to have to punt. Wow. That surprises me that the Bears were able to stop them.
Well, what did you were asking about Hawkinson's ratings, correct?
Yeah. What is he?
Well, he's a 9 receiver. And 4-2, his blocking ratings, I guess, really doesn't matter that much here.
Right.
Kittle's he's a short, medium, and long, and the other guy is short, medium, long, and bomb for Kittle. Who's actually not as good a receiver as Hawkinson, but obviously has the speed to get downfield. So, yeah, pretty good, really good tight ends.
So Hurts is back to pass, plenty of time. And, we'll see if replay catches that or not. Looks like Lamb may have let it drop. And it did. It touched the ground. Incomplete.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of how I think you're going to see the Bears play, looking for some deep balls, because I don't think they can possess the ball. What was that?
All right.
Medium pass.
Up penalty. Encroachment. Defense, 5 yards.
On Crosby.
Yeah. So they still got a long ways to go. Deep.
Second and 10.
Well, this is Calvin. Calvin's the Bears. Sean is the Jacksonville Jaguars here. And Hurts to throw under pressure, scrambling, complete, first down. Gain of 19. So that got him out of the hole. I don't think
To Dallas Goedert, which is not really a guy that he throws the ball a lot to, but it's a big gainer.
Yeah. I don't think, playing Jacksonville, I don't think you want to be punting from your own 15.
No, but you see him right away, right? He's trying to have success on first and second down.
Yeah. Complete again. Gain of 13.
Yeah, to Drake London.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty good idea by the Bears. I mean, the other thing I should tell you that the Bears are quick starters.
Yeah.
They have outscored opponents 137-50
Wow.
in the first quarter.
Wow. And he also did, that last play was a fly. I never had much success with flies in this game. I usually stayed away from them because I think I only had about a 30% completion percentage.
Well, yeah, probably pretty low.
So Warren,
No gain there for
tackled by
Warren, second
Jones.
and 10.
No gain. Yeah.
Right. And this is where they don't want to be, because now it's second and 10, and this is not a good situation for the Bears. You got to have success, or try to have success on first down if they can.
Right.
Although Hurts, like I said, can beat you with his legs.
Second and 10. 8:44 left in the first quarter. And looks like okay.
Took a little time on that play.
Yeah. Handoff draw 45. But he got a gain of 7 on it. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Isn't bad. Third and short.
Mm-hmm. What would you do here? Run or pass against this defense?
Well, you're the Bears. I'd probably try to run Hurts.
Hey. Yeah, me too. Plus, what's he in? Dime? Looks like is that a dime?
He was dime last play, 3-2. Yeah. And then he went man, which I thought was an interesting
So it looks
call.
like he's still in a dime so far. Jacksonville calls time. 2 left. Something they didn't like.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about dime against a 2 tight end set, but
Yeah. Yeah, me either. Hurts, I mean, I don't think Hurts would really scare me that much.
not passing, but he, because of the personnel, but he can beat you with his legs. Let's see what he calls here.
That's a fact.
Hurry up.
Yep. Sweep right. Gain of 8.
So that's Warren again, right? 3 carries for 15 yards. They can keep it down in distance, on third down or whatever. I think to be fine.
3rd and short. You got to stay 3rd and short. Looks like he's probably in field goal range now. Calls timeout. 2 remaining. So each one of them will call a timeout now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yes. Each one has. Oh,
Gain of 1 on that play.
Yep, sweet. Let's see. Man, it's kind of blurry here, so it's difficult to tell. But it looks like
Jalen Hurts on the run, by the way.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 9.
Draw to one, gain of 1.
Yeah, and again,
I did basic.
the 3rd and 8. This is not where the Bears want to be. Not a lot of teams want to be, but this is not a good situation for them. You might just, you might call something safe and take the field goal.
I think that's what I did against this team. Don't.
Yeah, and try to get a lead.
Yeah.
Don't get sacked. Don't turn it over.
Right.
If he has, it's pretty good field goal range there.
Well,
There it is.
Well, it looks like he's going to go for the pass here.
We're down an 8.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
Almost picked off.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of interceptions on that Jaguars secondary.
So it looks like we are going to have a 43, 50-yard field goal attempt.
Well, it's on the 30, where is it?
33.
So, 50-yarder.
Here we go. Boots at dead center, and it's 3-0 Bears. So they get the lead.
And only 6 minutes left in the quarter. Mm-hmm. And that's key because they, like I said, they only gave up 50 points all year in the first quarter of football games this year. So we'll see if the Bears can keep to that pattern.
Yeah, I'm thinking eventually this Jacksonville team's going to catch fire, though.
Probably.
I'd say it's the best. I think they're probably the best team in the league.
Well, I mean, that I don't know, but I mean, here they are. I think they're the better team on the field, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Right?
Quick trap.
Quick trap.
Also 1. Wow. I've had those games where I play. Last year's team was that I had a really good running game. My offensive line was probably the best in the league, and I had some pretty good running backs. And there would be just those games that nothing went right.
Right.
Trap left, gain of 3 on the play. That's Garrett taken down by
it's
Foreman on the run.
No, it's Foreman is his backup running back. So it's 2 carries for 2 carries for 2 yards for him, right. Subbing in for Montgomery.
.445 left in the first quarter. Score 3-0 Bears.
3rd and long.
Anybody listening that's not part of the league, this is the PAFL Super Bowl. And that's a Paydirt Action Football League using Action PC Football. Here comes the play. Shotgun, back to pass, short slant, and it's incomplete. So Jacksonville really getting off to a slow start here. 4th and 8. Paydirt Action Football League. You can find that at paydirtfootball.com. And we are trying our best to do play-by-play here this Super Bowl. And, of course, this will go up on the YouTube channel for Paydirt, and it will be accessible for people to check out anytime they want to, accessible from the history page. So the Bears are going to get the ball back, and if they can get a 10-0 lead, well, that's going to go a long way in getting them through this game.
Yeah, I think so far it's been almost perfect for the Bears, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Trap right, gain of 6. That's Warren again. So we've still got...
He's got 22 yards on the ground already, so he's having a good first quarter.
Yeah. So we still got that 2 tight end set here, don't we? And he's got a 43, looks like 43 in. Gain of 2, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, but this is, we've been hammering this since the beginning of the game. This is exactly where the Bears want to be. They're chewing up clock, and they're getting, 3rd and shorts, not 3rd and longs.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's where they want to be.
Keep that Jacksonville offense off the field.
Exactly. So it's a big play here. We'll see.
Yeah, you hate to give the ball back, and they're only at the 25-yard line, so they're going to get the ball probably around the 40-something.
Yeah, pretty good field positions. This is a big play, early. Big play.
Yep. 3:07 left in the first quarter.
Gain of 2. I don't know if he got the first down or not.
That was the last time. It's third down.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, 3rd and 2.
I'm sorry, my bad.
So if he gets another 2 yards, so we're finally here at the defense getting ready to pick their play.
I got you.
And he's going with a 43. Here we go. Oh, it hurts. It's changing the play. It's a draw. Whoa. Oh, my. Big yards. Oh.
42 yards on a
42
one draw.
yards. He's got almost 70 yards this game so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge play on third down. So Chicago really early on here.
Here it goes again. You got another gain of 8. The Jaguars coach Sphincter has to be tightening up that now.
That's White. All right, so it's a backup.
Second and
But
2.
running the ball very well.
Yeah. At 25-yard line off the right hash mark. 2nd and 2. Here we go. So Hurts with the timeout. Saw something he didn't like. Change this mic a little bit. So they are burning some timeouts.
Which can come back and haunt you, as we know.
Zone coverage on the defense. 2nd and 2. White on the dive play across. Oh, good grief. Gain of 10. And that's basic zone defense.
Yeah, really chewing them up on the ground here.
Yeah, 43 defense. This defense is just not playing up to snuff right now.
No.
1st and 10 at the 15. No gain. All right, stop them on that end of the quarter. We are moving into the second quarter.
Yep. And 3-0, the Bears at the Jacksonville 15. They haven't been great in the red zone either, by the way, Chicago. So we'll see if they can punch it in or not. Just 58% touchdowns. Well, it's not horrible, but they don't score a lot of time. 58% touchdown rate inside the red zone for the Bears on the season.
We're going to lose our connection here shortly. Just when it happens, I'll just reconnect to you.
And there's a long pass to Lamb that was incomplete.
3rd and 10. So put himself in a situation here. He went away from the run, which has been working for him.
Right.
And now he's running 3 wide outs and a tight end.
A lot of picks for the Jags short field. Bad things can happen if you put it in the air.
Yeah, shotgun pass. Gain of 10. 1st down. Wow.
Drake London.
1st down at 5.
Big first down. 1st and goal.
Yeah.
Well, Jacksonville seems a little confused, right? I mean, they're not able to stop the run, which to me would be the number one priority playing this team.
Right.
And they're getting run on.
So we got 5:58 left. Then we'll have to do a reconnection. It is 2nd and goal.
Hurts with the 1-yard play.
Yeah, loss of 1. So he's back up at 6 now. Defense selecting their play. Here we go. Touchdown, Chicago. Wow.
And it was Hurts.
So this is unexpected. 10-0. Well, 9-0 right now, but soon to be 10-0. 10-0. There it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, very effective running the football. And that's the name of the game. If Jacksonville can't stop the run, they're going to have a problem for sure. And offensively, they're struggling on offense too.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, almost a perfect. And by the way, that keeps right along with the Bears' entire power. Like I said, they give it 50 points all year in the first quarter. That held true.
Yeah. Gain of 4 for Montgomery.
So the Jags going,
29-yard
we're
line.
trying to establish a running game here.
Yeah.
2nd and 6.
Single back formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, yeah. Uh-oh, gain another 4 yards, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. So this offensive line doesn't look too bad.
No, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Surprised that they're not having more success on the ground.
Well, it's not. I mean, they do run the ball, but they're more of a balanced offense. I'm a little surprised that, this almost run pass concept they're doing here.
Right. Play action complete. 5 yards. That's going to bring up 1st down. So they convert, and they are at the 38-yard line. I do believe, yeah. Blitzing, pick it up. It's always bad news when it says that. It's complete. So they got a gain of 48 yards. Here they go.
Wow. So 48 yards to, who was that to?
Let's see here. That's back to pass. Johnson. Nope, that's Johnson. Missed the tackle. Hill. It's Hill.
Okay.
Penalty. That's going to back them up.
False start on Lindstrom, the guard.
Yes.
A very good player, by the way.
So 1st and 15.
But they opened it up a little bit there, come up with a big play. So see if Jacksonville can get back in the game here.
Well, unless they turn it over, they're going to get back in the game. Any kind of points here is going to.
Yeah, 10-3. Yeah. So
Sweep right across the 15, touchdown. Wow, just that fast.
So Montgomery takes it in from 15 out,
Yeah.
and there you go.
So the Jaguars are cooking with grease.
Cooking with the grease.
Cooking with the grease.
And we'll see if if they can now shut down the Bears in the 2nd quarter. We'll see. The Bears are not as good in the 2nd quarter. They're their 1st quarter team and a 3rd quarter team. So we'll see how they do here in the 2nd quarter of this game.
Right.
Stats are stats after a lot of games. They become pretty clear patterns. 1st and 10. Drake London again for the Bears. He's got 3 catches.
Gain of 18. So the Bears are doing better than I thought they would for this game. I mean, they're not a slouch team by any stretch, but Jacksonville's just been so tough all season long.
Incomplete there. Trying to hit London again. Well, he's been running. It's been run, pass. Comes out this series, 2nd quarter, and starts passing the ball. So I'm trying to keep Jacksonville maybe a little off balance. But I kind of, I'm one of those guys. If it's working, I'm not gonna try to fix it.
Yeah.
If it's not broke, but
Right.
But yeah.
1 minute before we'll have to reconnect on this. Hurts at the line, scrambling, gain of 2, 3rd and 8. Again, not a good place to be, 3rd and long.
Right, set up by the incomplete on 1st down, and then the scramble, the pass rush on the 2nd down, and now you're into this situation. So they got away from their game plan, going pass.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
So see how they do. They got good field position, but see what they can do here.
Well, I can understand why, because he's got some good receivers there.
He does.
So 3rd and 8, and looks like Jacksonville's probably going to come out in a dime. 32. Here we go. Back to pass. Medium fly. Wow. Gain of 32. That is incredible. Okay, I'm getting Jeff back in here now. So I'll have him back in just a second. Okay. Uh-oh. There he is. All right. Should have.
Well, somehow the Bears got
Yeah.
the Bears have gotten all the way down to
He
the
had a big
10-yard line,
completion in your absence. So they're hurrying up. Has an open touchdown, Chicago. So now we're
Deebo
back
Samuel.
up at 10. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the Jags seem to be out of sorts there. The Bears obviously went from, they're running the whole first quarter, come out passing that series, and the Jags didn't adjust,
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to change up this music.
17-7 with a little over 7 minutes left, a little under 8 minutes left in the half here.
Incredible. 17-7,
And Montgomery can't go anywhere.
no, he's not doing well.
Well, he's done okay, but he's just had the one run.
He had the one
He's
run.
only had with the one run. That's right.
Right.
So 2nd and 10. This is their bread and butter, though. This tight end stuff.
So you had a big game today in the PFL.
I did, and I'm actually, sometimes I get upset about losing games like this, but
Another play action.
incomplete.
Yeah.
But really not, because I really didn't have any film on him. So and he didn't on me either. But he has such a the Ravens have such a talented team.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's almost it's been impossible for anybody to run the ball on him. So,
Are they the best team in the PFL?
I think he has. I think he's right now the best combination of coaching and talent.
Right.
The talent is very high there, though, and that's an important factor. When you have people up front who just make plays, they literally are stopping the run. If you can't run the ball, you're constantly in passing situations.
Right. Right. So here we go. Pick it up. Play action. No catch. I hate it when it dumps off. You're going for the big play, and the quarterback dumps off for a gain of 1 or something.
Yeah, it's just a check down.
It's a cowboy play.
Yeah. Well, it's a stat builder, right?
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
Yeah.
The Ravens, I don't know if they're the best team. To be honest with you, I think there's a number of teams in the PFL anyway. They're pretty strong teams,
Right.
and you got a lot of football left. So, I'd be more tempted to give an answer with like maybe 2 weeks left in the season than week 10.
So the Jaguars are having a punt again.
Yeah, they got to hang on here. They're in big trouble, in my opinion.
Yeah. If he gets
They
up
need
at
to stop.
17,
Yeah, they need to stop
because
for sure.
we're only 6 minutes, a little over 6 minutes out of the half.
Right. But the Jags got the ball first, so you can't fall behind here 24/7 and then have the Bears get the ball to start the second half.
No.
So this is I think almost a critical series for the Jacksonville defense.
I agree.
See if it goes back to running the ball.
Well, cuts past the 40, gain of 9, so 2nd and 1.
Yeah, he's just flip flopping his plays. His back to the run first situation after coming out with the pass. So he's keeping the Jags off balance for sure.
Right. Yeah, Jags had a basic defense in on that time. So anything can happen when you have that. I mean, I typically start out that way with the basics and get a handle on what they're doing. So we got another gain of 5, another first down.
Oh, they're really chewing them up on the ground.
Yeah.
116 yards rushing now.
So far. Wow.
2 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry, which is way past what the Bears normally do.
Shocking.
Way past.
Shocking.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah. All right, slow down. Gain of 7.
White again.
Yeah.
Well, he's running. Look, it's kind of smart too. He's running mostly between, with Smith and Nelson, the 2 guards,
Right.
who are pretty strong, right? So he's tends to be running. He's running in behind those guys.
Opening to the 15. Gain of 14 yards. Unbelievable.
Yeah, White's come off the bench and really lighting it up. So yeah, 1st and goal now.
Yep.
Yeah, Jacksonville in big trouble.
Yeah, they are. They can come back. Gain of 5. They are
they're
knocking
taking
on the door.
Yeah, and running and getting huge chunks on the ground, and then and chewing up the clock at the same time. 104. That's incredible. 142 yards rushing for Chicago.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Yeah.
defense up. There we go. What we got? Hand off to White. No gain. Okay. So Jacksonville calls a timeout.
And that's where the timeouts start to come in, right? So now they're down to
Yeah. Well, it says he still has 2 left.
It's interesting. How'd that happen?
I don't think he called a timeout. I think
Oh, he didn't.
He's
They're gonna run it. They're just gonna let the clock run
Yeah,
to 2 in the
yeah.
morning.
2 minute warning.
Yeah.
3rd and goal.
From
So if it's
The
me
Jacks-
here, I'm going to probably going to go to a tight end here. What Lamb actually? Who's covering Lamb over there? It's kind of blurry here. I can't see it.
No, I wish he had changed those colors to white, but I never liked this view, by the way, when I used to play.
Yeah. There we
I like
go.
the whole field. Seen the whole field?
Yeah.
Oh, I would give it to white,
Yeah. Why not? Been working so far, hasn't it?
Yeah.
One dies. Pulled down. Short of the line. So it's 4th down.
Oh,
So
boy.
what would you do here?
I'm kicking the field goal.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in control of the game. Put it up 20-7. Go into the half, right? You don't want to give. I mean, you can go for it. If you don't, you'll give the ball to the Jags at like the 1. But you didn't score, so I like points, and it's Super Bowl. I'm taking the points exactly.
Yeah, me
but
too.
We'll see.
20-7 looks good at the half.
It really does, and you got to remember he's getting the ball in the second half
Right.
to start the second half. So I'm not into giving the other team life. But if he punches it in, it's a good play, I guess. But I would take the field goal. Yes.
Yeah, me too. All right, he
But,
is going for the field goal.
It's a smart play. Hate to be critical of coaches.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. So
Yeah, it's 20-7, which is he's in. Look, you're in control of the game. You're playing great defense, right? You're running the ball, doing pretty much everything you want. So why would you, give the other team at this stage, really any life at all?
Well, you can just nitpick them to death.
Yeah.
The way it's going now.
Yeah. And I don't know what Jacksonville's going to do here. We'll see. They've got 1 timeout left. I'm not sure I would have called timeouts. To be honest with you, because I don't know what you're going to do with 1 timeout and this many yards.
Throw an interception.
Yeah, right. But something bad's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, the odds you're going to get in field goal range here from the 25, they're not high. Or maybe, it's not a bad idea. You can see what type of return you get, right? If there is one.
Yeah.
But he, he wasn't going to give him a return. How come it's at the 25 and not the 30?
Because this version did not have the new rule.
Okay.
1 yard gain. See, that's screwing him.
There's the check down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Is he going to call timeout the Bears? I don't think
Fades
so.
back to pass. That was not a quick pass. That was probably a medium or probably fly or something like that. Trying to get, those yards down the sideline. Those flies, that's the thing about a fly. I never had much luck with them, but when they did connect, you got some good yardage.
Yeah, but I think the Bears, you can see the Bears sitting back here a little bit.
Yeah.
He's scrambling. He's not a good scrambler.
Gain of 2. So 3rd and
Yeah,
7.
I mean, Herbert's not a great runner.
Right.
It's now 3rd and 7 to give him the yard.
Yeah. Loose man. He's playing man coverage right now.
And the Bears still not calling timeout. I would let the clock run. I would let the clock run. I'd probably just run the ball here, to be honest with you. Force the Bears to take it.
Right. Don't give him another chance to score.
Yeah, don't right. I mean, if you throw the ball and it's incomplete or something, you still got 2 timeouts.
Yeah. 3rd and 7. And here it is. Caught. 7-yard gain. Did he get it? Nope. 4th and inches. Punt.
Yes. Now the Bears will probably call timeout.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. We'll see.
Maybe not. Maybe he's going to go for it.
Well,
I wouldn't. Not only down by 17, not with that team that he's got. They can come back and just
they're only 2 scores out.
throttle you anytime. Oh, here it is. Wow. Gain of 1, he got it.
Yeah, but okay.
Now what?
Now what? Yeah, I mean, I wanted to wait to see the result of this play, what he's doing, because I don't understand that. Okay, you picked up the first down. You're on the 36, 37-yard line, and you still only have 1 timeout, and there's only 50 seconds left. So the downside to that play was huge, and the upside, I think, was marginal.
Right.
At best.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, but I didn't like that call at all. Bats it down. Whew, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So
38 seconds left. Just no time.
Yeah,
He
and
really
time.
has to have a breakaway play here for this to do anything.
Yeah, and he's not going to get that. I mean, yeah, I guess it's possible. What's the circle doing there?
I don't know. There it's gone. They must be having some lag.
Gain of 8. Short into Kittle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little surprised at his play calling, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Can't find a receiver, dumps it to Hill. So another dump off.
Yeah, 4 seconds, there you go. I mean, so that the half is over, basically, and
Yeah.
Going forward on that 4th down play, like I said, if you pick it up, okay, but where you going with that? And then if you don't pick it up, it's almost a little mini disaster. So,
Right.
they did pick it up, but I really disagreed with that call.
Yeah, I have to agree.
And sometimes you talk to a guy after the game and go, hey, what were you thinking? And sometimes guys will give you thoughts that, you didn't consider.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be too critical of somebody here. Hey, who's this jerk? But I just, given the time, the field position and everything else and the time that was left and then just having the 1 timeout, I really thought the downside, vastly outweighed what kind of any upside if there was any. Which it turns out there's not. Oof, boy, what a half.
All right, so it is the time for the halftime. And the crowd goes crazy.
Barely 50% for 82 yards passing for the Jags.
Yeah.
13 carries. So, they are balanced. They have 13 pass, 13 rush. That is kind of their pattern. It'd be pretty balanced, but the rushing for the Bears was pretty incredible. Even the passing, 105 yards, I think is.
Well, the Bears, everything's going the Bears' way.
Yeah, everything went right. 249 yards of offense.
Yeah. First down, game of 11. I mean, the game is just kissing.
He's coming out passing the ball here. Pretty aggressive. Well, right. Like I told you, the first quarter and the third quarter is the big quarters for the Bears.
Nickel defense in, and now he's going to probably run, and he does for only a gain of 2, though.
Fortune nickel, it looks like. Been running some draw plays, I think he's. No. Yeah, draw. There we go. See, I love it if I start being able to call the other guy's plays, because he'd been doing that, running draw plays, and that's what he did. And he picks up 9 more.
Romo was really good at Well, I guess he still
he,
is.
he is. He annoys people, but he's actually really good.
Yeah, he is. Who's better, him or Aikman?
I like Troy Aikman pretty good. I
do
like
too.
Aikman because he's a little bit more mature.
A little more laid back, a little more professional.
Yeah. Romo's hat turned backwards. He
Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah.
gunslinger type.
He's more like, it sounds like he smoked a joint or something before the game.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of that type of guy, right? And although Aikman played for UCLA in college, but Aikman was always very
He was
serious
farm boy.
man.
Farm boy.
Yeah, a very serious type of guy.
Yeah. He learned from his father how to, his work ethic. Who
Get it wide open deep for 49 yards. It's the second big
how
play
is
to
that happening against
I don't know. A
defense?
second big play to Dallas Goedert, who's really not even a major. It has been a major target for the
How many times have
for the
seen
Bears all
blitz?
season long.
Can we see any stats here about how often Jaguars are blitzing?
I know it's not working for them.
No.
They got a good offensive line. I think it's going to be difficult to get home. Dallas Goedert, holy, killing them.
Yeah. Off tackle, touchdown.
Touchdown again, holy.
At this point, with the
And it's Jalen Hurts again, with his legs. Now, I didn't bring this up, but Jalen Hurts coming into this game, something you got to know. Okay, when you're doing stats. I mean, I don't know, again, I don't know how much research people do, but, Jalen Hurts had 18 rushing touchdowns for the Bears this year.
Yeah. That's because
18
of
rushing
tush
touchdowns.
push.
Well, no, I'm talking about in this
Oh,
game.
in this league, gotcha.
Yeah, 18 rushing touchdowns, and he's got. I mean, you got to know that, okay, and absolutely not let Hurts beat you there, and he didn't stop it.
As soon as I see, a Russian quarterback, and I always make sure that they're going to do it. But if they start running that quarterback a lot because he rushed a lot in the NFL, has 6 or 7 yards per carry, you got to put a spy on him.
Well, he ran the ball. I mean, he was the second leading rusher. Talking about Hurts, he ran the ball 152 times. He actually ran the ball more than Warren, and had 18 rushing touchdowns coming into this game. 18. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And to get in that situation right there and not be aware of that or try to stop that when it's clearly something that they do is a little surprising.
Yeah. To say the least.
To say the least. And the ball gets jarred, but they're really
So
putting the hammer down.
he's blitzing again. This is Chicago though now. So Chicago's
Well,
blitzing.
26-7. He went for the 2-point conversion. I guess didn't get it or missed the PAT. He wasn't paying attention.
Jammed it loose. I mean, the Chicago team is just so much more aggressive, and not play calling really, but just in its execution of these plays.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Goddard has not been a major target for them, and he's had 2 massive catches.
Right.
So that's it's play calling, right? Play design, whatever.
Yeah.
3rd and 3. Got to pick this up.
Right through his
Right
hands.
through his hands. Holy mackerel! And we're in the 4th down again.
Yeah, and he's almost in. He's going to punt, but
It's getting away from them, to say the least.
it is one more score and it's over. One more score.
It's almost now, but
I know.
But it's a 3-score game, 19 points. So
Yeah.
obviously, if they can't stop the Bears
This
running
is
or
important.
passing game,
He's got to stop him this drive.
no, it's critical, right? Can't fall behind.
Yeah, if he doesn't stop him, if they score again, another touchdown this drive, then it's
Yeah,
time to just
and
start
then
running the ball. Kill the clock.
Yeah.
Turn out the lights. Party's over.
Turn out the lights.
Yep. Trivia for
Dandy
you.
Don.
There you
Meredith,
go.
right?
I was just going to say, trivia question for you. Who was it? All right,
There he
gain of
goes.
14. And he's
That's a scramble.
that's a run, yeah.
Um,
And it's not just that he's running him. This guy
no,
scrambles.
that was a scramble. So.
Yeah,
But the touchdowns near the end of that's something that he does do often.
right.
So he should have been.
Hand off to Warren, loss of 1. A rare loss.
Well, they keyed him.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
So that's a pretty big gamble, right? I mean, you can see Jacksonville kind of gambling now a little bit, trying to get a stop.
Yeah, and you only key when you really want to try to get the
Really?
stop and you think they're going
Yeah.
to run. It's like calling, in Madden, you can pick guess pass, guess run.
Right.
Don't be wrong.
That's right. That's right.
Because if you guess run and they pass, it's probably a touchdown.
Yeah, it's not good, right? So anyway,
Wow.
third and 9. He's got to have a stop here.
Yeah, he does. He has to have it.
It's a little bit of a longer play for
some-
the draw play. I don't think the draw will work here.
Got some coverage changes here.
You see that? Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, but just it's just it's quite the defense they're playing here.
There we go. 3-yard
Screen the
gain.
war.
4th
So
and
that's the
6.
punt.
All right.
So they finally got to stop.
They are still alive. So
There-
you're telling me there's still a chance.
There's a pulse. Well, they haven't been able to stop them all game, right?
Yeah. Well, Sean, I've been there, buddy. If you're listening to this later, I know you're not listening to it now because we have almost a 1 minute delay. So if you watch this later, I feel your pain, but I've been there. I'm there almost every week in the PFL.
Dive play. Man, oh man, I don't know.
I had a down season in the PAFL this year too. I think I went 7-10 or 8 and.
That's not
something like that.
not a horrible season.
No, but the last year I think I went like 12-5 or
Yeah.
13-4, something like that. I had a really good season last year.
Gain of 9, 3rd and 1, big
Went
play
to the
again.
went to the championship game last year,
Oh wow.
but didn't make the Super Bowl. I lost in the championship. So here we are, dive play. That's a
First
5-yard
down.
gain, just on the dive.
The same thing, trying to power the football here. In a situation where the Bears would be all too happy to let you
Yeah,
take 10 minutes off the clock.
yeah. I mean, but he's got to be thinking if I could just get it 14-26, I'd feel much better.
Yeah, at the end of the quarter,
Yeah.
gain of 1. But see, he's running the ball here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get that score. The defense is going to be playing. Well, they're in basic formation, so 43, one blitzer,
3-4.
off tackle, gain of 3.
Yeah, see, now you 3rd and 6.
So they have to get a first down here. Running out of time. 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the problem with this. If you start running the ball thinking about the score, like you said, right? But you are chewing up the clock, and then you get into somewhere along the way, you get into a 3rd and long, you don't convert,
Right.
and you've wasted a whole bunch of time.
Gain of 4. That's going to be
And
it.
now you're in 4th
and
down.
2.
I think I
You go.
might go.
You go.
I think I might have to go here. Yeah.
If he can get it down by 2 scores going into the 4th quarter, he's got a chance.
Yeah, you got a shot. Well, at least you force the Bears to, not just, run the clock out.
Right.
So there we go. I mean, I'm assuming
Here we
he's
go.
going to go for
It's a block.
sweep right. 14 penalty. It looks like holding.
Holding. Oh, come on.
Well, he ran to the edge, and you do get a lot of holding penalties on those plays.
Yeah.
So, but that's an absolute killer
And a
on a
14-yard
14-yard
gain.
game.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
but it wouldn't have happened if he didn't hold.
Holy cow.
Now he has to kick it away.
Yeah.
You wasted all that time.
All that.
And that's the other problem. You get a penalty, anything along the way, and you're just dead.
So he's got to be rooting for a turnover here because he's been unable to stop the Bears.
Well, I don't think the Bears are going to get too wild here. I think this deep, he'll probably, I would, who knows? Maybe you try to catch him off guard. But I would think the Bears would be conservative and run the football here.
I would think.
But,
That's what I do, but I've never won a Super Bowl.
I know, it's like, wow, these crazy guys are winning championships. There we go, no game.
No game.
So pretty predictable. But, I mean, and, I think, 2nd and 10, even more likely to run the ball.
Well, I wouldn't do a run defense here because Chicago's.
Yeah, I don't know if I go with a run, necessarily like
Yeah, I'd
run,
do
like,
more
like
like a
that type
basic.
of thing. Maybe something standard, but
Right.
you got to have a stop. And if you can stop him deep here, you got to
Yeah.
should get good field position.
Right.
I'd be surprised if he puts the ball in the air, though.
Complete gain of 27.
27.
And he did. And what did he do? He did basic, normal Z zone coverage. And he
Yeah,
got 27 yards. It's just, hey, it's Chicago's night. It just is.
Yeah, he's really, really having an outstanding game. Slowing it down now.
Gain of 5, 6, and a
Yeah,
6.
man, oh man, oh man. Just playing basic, normal man. I don't know. I think you got to take some chances here.
Incomplete. So it's a
Safety blitz. So he went deep on a medium fly,
yeah.
but Ward took him on man to man. So
He was going run, so he was trying to really stuff the run there, but he, you know,
got away with it. Got
he
away with
threw
it.
medium fly, yeah. Yeah, he got away with it.
So probably, well, it was an incomplete pass. It'd probably be a run. It'd probably take us to the fourth quarter. I maybe I'll put it up in the air, but I think again you might see that draw play again.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. I think I'd run it.
Dime defense. Oh, boy.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, it's short yardage, right?
Looks like he went to a nickel. Yeah, nickel.
Yeah, changed out of it.
Yeah, so basic normal man complete gain of 11.
Yeah. Another medium fly.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, no play. He's going to let it run out the clock. Going into the fourth quarter up by
Yeah, I'd be.
20
I mean,
points.
it's a big uphill battle now for Jacksonville.
Yeah. 19 points up.
They had him back inside the 10 there, and you let him out.
Let him out. I don't think he had much of a choice. Tackles at 40, gain of 4 yards. At this point, you just, you'd run the clock slow, get to the line slow, eat this out. It's just, if he even gets a point here,
Well, he's close. He's closing in on field goal range too. So
yeah, right. 2nd and 6.
I mean, you would expect a run here, but he might throw it.
One with 43 defense. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's a penalty.
Somebody got
Personal
heaved.
defense. Oh, man.
And he got ejected.
Yeah.
So that's arguably their best defensive player award in their secondary.
And they're in field goal range.
Yeah, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Looks like we got,
Yeah, I saw the comment.
oh, boy. 2 years ago. This happened to me 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their best secondary defender out of the game now.
Yeah. Well, this game's over. I mean, I like I said, I think I'd be chewing up the clock on both sides. Loss of 1.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about that.
No.
The yardage.
No, at this point, I'm killing the clock and running the ball. Get the field goal here, put it up over three scores.
Well, I mean, they're coming up on 400 yards of offense, which is pretty incredible. And the Jags is, at 160 yards and 160, way, way, way below their numbers. 9 plays, 4:31 off the clock. When you want to take time off the clock, It's impressive. I really thought the Jags could win this game relatively easy, although we talked about what the Bears could do. I don't think we thought the Bears would be this prolific, though.
No, I knew the Bears could win. I just didn't think they would.
Right. Well, they had to have things go their way, and they did right away. Right from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, and it really hasn't stopped.
No.
I mean, I got to be honest. I would probably at this point have thrown my computer out this window somewhere.
Yeah, mine wouldn't have made it out the window.
4th down, you get a holding penalty. You get a guy get ejected. I mean, everything's going wrong.
Put a foot through it.
Yep. Yeah, I'd have lost my quite a while ago.
Yeah. All right.
29-7. Wow. Whew.
So we're 22 points up with 11:43 left. It doesn't really look like he's going to have much of a chance to come back here at this point.
No.
But you never know. I've seen these.
Yeah,
games
no.
go crazy.
I would take. This one's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
Trying to.
So let's see if they're running the clock at this point. Back to pass. Yeah.
You can't quit. You got to keep gunning, man.
Gain of 1. So it's defense. This Chicago defense has just stifled them.
Yeah, they've been pretty awesome. So I'm going to check something while we're watching this.
Another penalty.
Oh, boy.
Third and 18.
The fewest points Jacksonville scored in a game this year was 13 in week 2. In any game this year. So, you're looking down the barrel of the lowest scoring game of the year at this point.
Yeah.
Which is,
And
you don't expect that in the Super Bowl.
It's third and 19. I mean, good grief.
Yeah, you going to go for it? You know what I mean?
Might.
No.
No used to, I don't think. I think there's a reason to, but you never know. Incomplete.
Oh, my God. Now you're punting from the
He's punting.
16.
He's punting, and here's Chicago going to get another field goal.
Yeah, have great field position, probably about midfield, well, and where, but pretty good punt.
Yeah, well,
35.
49 yards.
Make it, yeah, fair catch, so no return.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I hear the Chicago fans chanting.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was back there.
Yeah.
All right, so this would be pretty much, I think, run the clock at this point.
Yeah, it is.
Takes a deep trap. Oh boy.
Oh, did he?
No.
Did he just throw that deep?
He yes, he did.
I think at this point you take your foot.
That's not going to make me happy.
I think you take your foot off the gas at this point. As long as the other guy agrees to it. I mean, hey, say uncle, and we just burn the clock.
Another medium fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not make me happy, I'll be honest with you.
No, I think I'd be messaging saying, hey, come on. It's time to take the foot off the gas. Let's call this one a night.
Yeah, down 22.
Of course, Jimmy Johnson never did that.
No, but he had a reason for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Intercepted. There you go. No, boy, I wish he'd taken it back for a touchdown.
It made it interesting anyway.
No, well, it would have been a little poetic justice, if nothing else. So picked off.
Yeah, I think when you get up that far with 8-9 minutes left in the game, you just...
Well, because you're going to be able to take, just by running the ball just 3 times, if you're going to take, over 2 minutes off the clock.
Great play action for 3 yards.
Outstanding game for Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
10 out of 20 now, just 50% for 93 yards.
Is that what he's got?
Yeah.
93 yards?
93 yards. 279 feet.
Man, that's horrible.
That's not even the length of a football. Yeah, it's horrendous.
Man.
Really horrendous. A lot of check downs and whatnot, so off tackle for 3 yards.
That's Meyer.
Cloud of dust.
Meyer yardage. Rick Meyer. Remember him?
I do remember him, yeah.
Wasn't he with Cowboys for about 3 games?
I don't know. He might have been. Wasn't he with the Lions? I don't know why I think it was with the Lions.
Yeah, he sucked.
He certainly
got drafted.
did.
He was the number 2 draft pick. You had...
oh, my goodness.
Who was first that year? Was it Manning? And then Rick Meyer?
Eli Manning, then he got traded?
No, Peyton Manning. Who was with
Well,
Peyton
I don't
Manning?
know. I thought that was the year they had all the quarterbacks drafted.
Excuse me.
4th and 4. Gain of 5.
There you go.
To Kittle. I was watching a show the other day with the Boz. He's obviously an older man now. With his and he actually kept the T-shirt and he had his son there. It was really pretty cool. One of those 30 for 30 things.
All right.
Actually, yeah, and it was really cool because he was such a jerk in college, Oklahoma, with Barry Switzer. But and he got caught in the steroid scandal in college,
Right.
and then tested positive, then supposedly tested negative, and so he wears this. He's on the sidelines, and he had a T-shirt made up that was NCAA, which is something. like national communists against athletes or something like that. You put the words on it. I'm serious. This is what this guy was in college. Like good move, Boz. So he actually kept his T-shirt, and so he was showing his son, and he actually was crying. He said, no, I'm not proud of this at all, son. He says, you can disagree with things. He was telling his son this,
Yeah.
and you can protest whatever it is, but this was not the way to do it. He says, I was totally wrong, but I keep it. He said it was one of the worst things he ever did in his life. He told his son that. So it's pretty cool.
Who was the player that it was supposed to be this big matchup between this player and what was that running back for? I guess Oakland, was it? Back in the 80s. Oh, good grief. Bo Jackson?
No, well, yeah, Bo Jackson was the baseball guy, the two-sport athlete.
Yeah, he was, and there was this. It wasn't Bosworth. It was somebody else. I can't remember. It was supposed to be this big matchup, and the defensive player was running his mouth. Game got underway, and Bo Jackson just leveled him.
Ran over him, yeah.
Just leveled him.
Right. Yeah, Jackson was an incredible athlete. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, he was.
Really, really a tragic fumble.
Uh-oh. Well,
Hawkinson comes up with his own.
yeah, gain of 10 on the play. Now it's coming together for the Jaguars.
3:53 left in this blowout.
Now they're getting hyped up. Now, if they can score 3 times in 3 minutes,
It would be a miracle.
you're saying they've got a chance.
Bears call timeout.
Yeah.
Not sure why. But, okay.
So at this point, Sean is playing for pride.
Yeah, and that's not really something that I really never liked playing for pride.
No, at this time.
You don't get a trophy for that, I don't think.
No, there's nothing to be prideful about at this point.
Yes.
You get the game over with.
Yeah.
Incomplete. Tips it away.
Oh, what a disastrous game. At least he's got over 100 yards passing now.
Yay. It's something.
No penalties called on the Bears today. 5 on the Jags.
Loss of 1. And now it's 4th and 1.
Foreman on the dive play. I'm not sure about that one. Oh,
4th and 1. Well, you got to go for it. Oh, you could kick the field goal.
get to 10.
Yeah, take the 10. Take the 10 and get the double digits.
Play for pride.
Yeah. Whip down a gain of 3.
Yeah, he picked up 3 yards.
Well, it keeps the ball away from Chicago, too.
It does. It's good.
I don't think he wants it to be 36-7. Surprise. I thought Jacksonville would take this one.
Well, certainly, if nothing else, a much closer game.
Yeah.
But they got way out, way off their game. 26 carries for 100 yards is way off for them. Everything's off.
Yes.
189 yards rushing for the Bears is pretty incredible.
We got 250 left on our connection. So if we lose you at this point,
Congratulations to the Bears.
Yeah.
14 out of 28 now, just 50%. Boy, that's awful. Came into this game, by the way, completing almost 64% of his passes.
What is he tonight?
Well, with that one right there, he's 14 of 29, so below 50%. It's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really awful. Just awful. And 3.8 yards per rush. So
It's gonna go
everything's gone wrong.
I think I'd let the clock run, call the 2-minute warning, kick field goal, and be done with this one.
Who's talking here? How much time we got on our clock?
Who wants out of Florida? There's the news in the PAFL. Hill wants out of Jacksonville. So he's up for grabs, guys.
And so Herbert gets sacked on the 4th down play. Poetic. Just perfect ending to the night.
Yeah.
That stops the clock. Please don't call timeout.
No. Not running the play.
Nice send-off by Sean to the Bears. I think that was Sean anyway.
1 minute.
So
left.
it's taking knee time. That's that's pretty much game. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations to the band. Congratulations to the Jags for a great season as well. But
Yeah.
couldn't have picked a worse time to have really. I mean, I think obviously their worst game of the year.
Right. Yep.
So it
It
happened.
the worst game of the year.
Yeah. So it happens, unfortunately. And it's one of those things that stays with you, as you know.
Yeah.
You don't get into a lot of Super Bowls, and then when you lose them, you remember them. It's like,
Well, thanks for setting in, Jeff. I think we got less than 30 seconds here on our connection. So
man.
Appreciate you
No
taking
problem.
the time out. I'll see you over in the PFL.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right, buddy. Okay, so 118 left. Obviously, this is he's taking a knee, so they're going to burn this clock out. And that will be the end of this game. So 39 seconds left. I think we got another knee to take. And the Chicago Bears are going to win the Super Bowl for the PAFL this year. Wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. I thought Jacksonville was going to be able to hold their own. They had a rough one. They had a rough game. The quarterback was not having a good day at all. So we'll see what they can do next year. I look for both these teams to be back in the playoffs for the next season. And they're both good coaches. So that is going to about do it. And I'll let the crowd take it out. All right. We'll see you.